So what is going on, guys? Trip here, and in today's video we're talking about Harlowe. Now the key thing about Harlowe is that we're not using any bugs, glitches or anything like that. So this build will be solid for you so that when Gearbox eventually put things back into balance, this build will still be able to do everything. And just to note, look at the bottom of the screen there, this is UVH5. Some of the builds that you have seen are only be able to do this to these bosses on UVH1, so be careful of that. As you can see from the footage, we have not only mobbing damage, but we also have the huge boss damage as well. This is a UVH5 Guardian boss out of the vaults, and we're able to deal with him pretty comfortably with a huge amount of damage. So let's talk over the build itself. Now, predominantly, we're going to be using the red tree, and I'm not going to go through every single skill here, but I'm going to talk over the basics so you make that understanding of how the build works. Essentially, we're going to be using the two augments here, Neutron Capture and then Demon Core. And what essentially that means is that when we fire our action skill, we want to time it so that when we fire it, we are detonating with the LB button again, we are detonating that action skill on the enemy. Then all that damage through neutron capture, all the bonus damage will go to our gun. So we fire our action skill and then we shoot our gun after we've detonated, and all that damage then is passed through your gun. So we'll talk about guns in a second, but essentially that is how we are doing the build itself. Then, just so you can see here, again, there's 11 points in the blue tree, just to give us some additional chances to crit with our action skill, which will allow us to do more damage. So in terms of gear, you want something that's fast firing and puts rounds down range really, really fast. So I like the wombo combo. I have it in corrosive here for some bosses and radiation in here for some bosses as well. You can also use the KOs, and if you want, Rep kit doesn't necessarily matter. I have a really nice amp and splash damage here that we actually didn't use on the build but you could use that if you wanted. And then I found that the Bio Robot was the best Gravatar class, but honestly, it doesn't necessarily matter for the build that you're looking for bosses, but for mobbing, you could use this class mod. Shield the Super Soldier just for that extra fast fire rate, and then I've got this Torque License gun damage thing here, but you could use whatever you wanted. Ideally here, a Vladov enhancement would be the best. As for specializations, I've gone all the way down to killing an enemy with a critical hit causes them to explode, dealing skill damage. And then, of course, I've got some more things as well just down here. Ideally, eventually, I will like to go towards Honed Mind as well. I just haven't necessarily killed enough mobs here to get the specialization points that I want. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.